Are you ready to get to clicking, chat? If you haven't seen this deck before, you're in for a real treat. What cards were considered for the Wish package but didn't make the cut for the board? Just Google around a little bit for Ascendancy decks. There's a bunch of different cards people play in the Wish package. Mine's kind of trimmed down at this point. The only like extra one I kind of have is like, I'm not sure if Guttural Response is good or not or worth the slot. Yeah, the Golden Pew is for the big sub tier. All right, this hand's very good. It's got Birds of Paradise into turn 2 Ascendancy. My body is ready to get Thoughtseized. And oh, they're playing in Shock Troopa. All right, so Blue Tron. You did miss Madcap. Yep, Shock Troopa is the guy that always plays Blue Tron. That is accurate. So if they pass with 2 mana up next turn, I'll probably just play the Sylvan Caryatid. The old mono foil Blue-Tron deck. The Mardu Pyromancer stream is probably going to be happening after this. Long streams on Fridays, remember. I'm waiting for Matt's going to be coming over after he gets off of work. We're going to play the Mardu Pyromancer deck together. He wanted to be here for it. Serum Visions is a good draw. So I'm going to start with Shock this in and then play Sylvan Caryatid so we can play around a Condescend here. Cast the Serum Visions. We're just looking for more like 1 mana spells at this point, right? I guess I'm looking for a backup Ascendancy after they counter this one. I'm going to bottom this Caryatid because I don't really need that, and then top that for now. And then next turn, we could actually play a land and then play Ascendancy through a Condescend, which is nice since we've double accelerated here. Putting Hasty Mana Dorks into play, I prefer this over Noble Hierarch. So like, Postmortem Lunge replaces Mana Dorks that have died in longer, grindier games, but playing more Mana Dorks allows you to combo faster early. The Campbell is in the sideboard for Storm Hate. Beating Spatial Contortion here, that would kind of suck. Means I can't play through Condescend. Cyclonic Rift. That's adorable, sure. Okay, so we can potentially combo next turn since they've tapped out here. There's a Serum Visions on top of my deck, so I get to cast this Jeskai Ascendancy and then start trying to combo. I have no idea why people play non-green Tron. That being said, this matchup's harder for us than green Tron is. So, you know, maybe it's because they like trying to have a chance against combo decks like what we're playing. You should hire me to do some of this stuff for the donation queue. Look, the donation queue being full is a feature, it's not a bug. If I wanted the donation queue to be sparser, I would charge more. But I like having the donation queue be packed. Makes me happy. All right, so we've got 2 shots to hit a 1 mana spell here. Fatestitcher. Okay, so if we draw a 1 mana spell off of this, we should be good to combo here. That's a major fucking tilt. So bottom that, top that. So many 1 mana spells in our deck and we bricked. Unfortunate. Go. Hopefully we don't go land Ugin, Tron Piece Ugin here. Well, Campbell doubles as Burn Hate too, which is like cards that are flexible are valuable in a format like Modern because you only get so many sideboard slots, right? So like Campbell is like an Eidolon against Storm, but it's also a health gain card against Burn. Sure, yeah, but like, I get it. Like, it's not strictly, ideologically, it's not strictly worse, but functionally, it's just like much worse against the decks that are good in Modern. But again, like, Modern's a format where most people aren't playing decks with their primary goal being, I want to win matches of Magic. In Modern, most people's goals are, I'm playing this deck because this deck is fun and I want to have a good time playing Magic the Gathering. And that's okay. It's okay to play matches of Magic for some reason other than trying to win. The lack of silence could make this kind of difficult. We'll see. I'm actually kind of glad we're playing against the counterspell deck, so it'll let me test, you know, a little bit, feel how this matchup like this feels without that. Well, we don't have Campbell in our sideboard for this deck. They're talking about the Mardu Pyromancer deck, but theoretically we could put Campbell in the sideboard of this deck, yes. So I'm going to go ahead and poop my Fatestitcher out here. This gives me a 3rd mana dork. Probably should have done this from the start, honestly. Get to untap this. Yeah, I should have unearthed first. They have a repeal. So in response to this repeal, I'm going to go ahead and cast this Manamorphose and generate a bunch of mana. So hopefully, if we're not exceptionally unlucky, our opponent's going to lose the game here. If we're not exceptionally unlucky, our opponent should be dead. That's the start of being exceptionally unlucky. So we're going to get to draw... We're going to get to draw 3 more cards here. So let's see. Hopefully, big bucks, no bricks. That's another brick. That's another brick. So we get 2 more draws here. Looking for more spells to continue comboing. All right, perfect. Sleight of Hand will hopefully do it for us. Make white. Make blue. Float a red here. So I'm gonna let their thing resolve, and then Fatestitcher trigger is gonna resolve and untap this, and then I can recast this, and then just keep making mana here. Are they conceding? What's going on? Why is my Magic Online hard locked? Do I need to restart? Might need to restart here. That's awkward. We're losing time to Magic Online lagging. Yeah, maybe I should have restarted before we played this deck. Yeah, I might need to restart because we're gonna burn way too much time if every click takes me 30 seconds. Yeah, I'm gonna have to kill this real quick and restart it. It's really annoying. Oh, Moto, oh, Moto. Be dee 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 dee. Be dee 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 dee. No, I do actually see an encoding overloaded message. Weird. Okay, yeah, I think it's gonna have to be my last stream. Recording it in 1440. Yeah, I guess my processor can't handle it. No, I'm not dropping any frames. The issue is CPU based. So Twitch. Oh no, wait. Did they concede? Did they concede when I disconnected to try and get not let me sideboard? That's funny. All right, do I actually want a sideboard in this matchup? Okay, but there's a difference between. Okay, so let me rephrase. The frames were dropped because of the CPU encoding being overloaded, not because of a bandwidth issue. So there wasn't a connection issue that caused frames to be dropped. There was a bandwidth issue on my CPU that caused frames to be dropped. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yeah, I don't actually think I want to sideboard anything here. I think my plan against these counterspell decks right now is just click submit. I guess they could potentially... Do they have Chalice out of their sideboard sometimes? I feel like they sometimes have Chalice out of their sideboard, right? Maybe bring in a couple decays. Well, so Guttural Response is in our sideboard to Glittering Wish for. We're a Glittering Wish deck. This is a counterspell that we can get off of Glittering Wish. I'm gonna bring in 2 decays and trim 2 Noxious Revivals. At least 2 Chalice, okay. And like, remember, we can kill Chalice with Glittering Wish as well. So I technically have 6 answers to Chalice in my deck right now. It's kind of medium. I think it's a keep. Glittering Wish can go fetch Ascendancy. Alright, ops a decent draw. Probably go get Breeding Pool here with this. Okay, but what, here, use your words. What problem does being able to go infinite solve? What cards that are already in my sideboard is Hope Reborn better than? Really looking for a land at this point. Ascendancy is pretty good. All right, so the fact that I drew an Ascendancy naturally, I think that means that this wish resolves. I'm actually going to go get Guttural Response. Yes, you can wish for Wear Chair, Bardic. The Wear Chair usually never gets boarded in, except against Burn. Burn's the only time we board that one in. Yeah, like you need Mana Dorks to combo. If I think I'm ever boarding Mana Dorks out, then I just don't want to play 10 of them to start. So we've had encoding overloads a couple of times today, people said, so I have to rescale back, figure out what I want to do. Maybe I'll just put my old monitor back on the screen, or just like only capture 120 pixels of this. Or sorry, 1920 pixels of this. Abrupt Decay is a pretty good draw there. So do I want to... I don't really want to jam the Ascendancy down here. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and play this and pass the turn. And fetch Steam Vents tapped at end of turn, and then next turn we could play Ascendancy with Guttural Response up. Ugh. That's pretty gross. Huh. Well, that just a concession? Feels like a concession. Let's pack it in here. Just try again on the play here, be a little bit faster. Yep, definitely super good there on their part. Both teams tried their hardest, ain't that the truth? Hey, we only have 4 basic land types among our lands. Thank you, Burgle. Thank you, Burgle. We technically have Abrupt Decay, but we don't actually have a land that makes black mana other than Gemstone Mine. You try any number of remans in this. I think reman's much worse than Silence, and the reason for that is usually we're tight on mana, so Silence is cheaper. Silence can also be used to time walk like big mana decks, and finally Silence you can cast without any targets mid-combo to continue comboing. Seems pretty good. Fetch a... This is probably like Temple Garden Breeding Pool. Opponent's mulligan to 6, put a card on the bottom. Oh, I should change that, yep. What's going on, Anoronics? Welcome back. We scrubbed hard with that deck just like the others. So I'm gonna lead on Sylvan Caryatid here, and then we're just like digging for Jeskai Ascendancy at this point. Okay, that's technically a Jeskai Ascendancy. I'm gonna go bottom and then top this land. If opponent doesn't hold up blue mana next turn, we can just go Wish into Ascendancy. The paper version and MTGO version of the sideboard looks to be very different than each other. What do you mean? Use your words. Use your words. Why would they look different from each other? I'm gonna get... Oh, you know what? I think I should have cantripped first here. This was a sequencing mistake on my part. Yeah, so the reason I've made a sequencing mistake here is I should have cantripped first because there was an Ascendancy on top of my deck. I actually wanted to Glittering Wish for Guttural Response there, so that way I could play Ascendancy with Guttural Response this next turn. Now, I can't do that, which sucks. All right, so we go red, white, blue, cast this. That was a mistake on my part. They have Cyclonic Rift here. Manamorphose generates me an extra mana, which is nice. It's kind of my bottleneck at this point. I actually played Jeskai Ascendancy, right? So that seems pretty good. This would have been this Noxious Revival. This will make blue, white. And I can make red off of here. Cast this, loot. Now we get a bunch of loots. I'm unfortunately 1 mana short of casting that Nagging Thoughts, which sucks. So, blue here. We get 2 loots and 2 untaps. This is why you always want to stack your untap triggers before your loot triggers. This way you can make extra mana to Nagging Thoughts if you need to. Yeah, I agree. We're pretty likely to win this turn. So I'm going to discard the Nagging Thoughts, which we get to play for Madness. We get to untap this. Lots of blue mana. So we made a small mistake. It doesn't look like we're getting punished for it, hopefully. Go ahead and loot here. I don't understand why you would play the blue-white red version of Ascendancy. So at this point, I'm not going to loot again because I don't have a card that I want to discard in my hand. And we're going to get enough loots with 2 Ascendancies going that I just only want to loot if I have something that I actively want to get rid of in my hand, I think. So same thing again here. I don't have anything I want to discard. So I'm just going to say no with this. Glittering Wish is definitely a card I'm interested in getting. I'm going to go ahead and cast this Serum Visions. So again, not going to loot here because I don't have anything that I want to get rid of. I like both the cards in my hand. A bunch of Glittering Wishes is actually pretty okay for me. So I'm going to go top here. Cast this Glittering Wish. Green mana. Let this untap again. And again, I'm going to say no to these loots. So all these 2 mana spells are effectively free because every spell we cast generates those 2 untaps here. It's Scarscale Ritual with this. Again, not looting, so I like both these cards in my hand. Have plenty of loots. Alright, these 1-mana spells start netting us mana at this point. One of these Glittering Wishes is going to get a Guttural Response. The other Glittering Wish is going to get a copy of... what's the card I'm blanking on? It's going to get us a copy of Flesh Blood and kill our opponent. And see, now I've got this Birds of Paradise in my hand, so this is a card that doesn't do anything for me this turn, so now we'll start using these loot triggers. There aren't any copies of Silence in this list, which does make us worse against counterspell decks. 10 out of 10. Manamorphose actually nets us 2 mana as well here, because it's going to make 2 mana in addition to untapping our creature. It's a good thing. We have a bunch of good cards. We have a bunch of loot for. Is it correct to loot to dig for Fatestitcher? I don't think so, because the way I've had it happen enough times is that, like, you loot through and then just, like, don't have enough things. Getting the Fatestitcher is kind of nice, but I feel like I would rather just wait and just, like, only be looting when I have things. Because, like, I have a finite number of cards in my deck. Because we're not playing the infinite combo in this deck, we do have to be a little bit more careful with how we're looting, because I can't just, like, go infinite eventually. Open that. Open that. This is going to get Guttural Response. Oh, you know what? If they have 2 counterspells here, we could actually kind of be in trouble, right? Hopefully that's not the case. Let's untap this. Warping Whale could be a thing. Yeah, the fact that I binned my Noxious Revival could be bad for us. I just, like, don't have a way to play around a Warping Whale, though, right? Like, actually don't. Yeah, maybe I should not. I need to make sure to not board out 2 Noxious Revivals in this matchup. There's going to be a Dismember or something on my Fatestitcher. I'm going to opt in response. Oh, tap their lands with Fatestitcher? Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Untap again, get some loots in here. What's the win condition? We get the card Flesh Blood out of our sideboard and use it to deal damage to our opponent. They're using... Wait. Oh, that's Spatial Contortion. Sure, so they're going to be dead to the Flesh Blood then at this point? Since they're tapped out? Okay, so they were just still playing because they thought they were going to be able to win the game. We couldn't win the game without Fatestitcher, but we can, in fact, win the game without Fatestitcher, so... that doesn't matter. Make some green mana, let it untap, make some white mana, let it untap. I guess I'll loot here, might as well. Yeah, I have this Nagging Thoughts, but whatever. Probably going to concede when we see Flesh Blood here in a second. Target you, target you. Nice Tron deck. We killed him on turn 4. It was so fair. All right, sweet. Start the league off with a W. Seems good. Seems good. Thanks everyone for hanging out here tonight. My name is Jeff Hogan. We're playing some Modern. We're gonna play this league with Jeskai Ascendancy, and then I think we're gonna play one more league after with Mardu Pyromancer. Modern is a turn 4 format. You're not wrong. That's what I'm told. Is this hand keepable? I think this is a mulligan. It doesn't have either of our combo pieces, and it needs to draw land, so throw that one back. This hand is much better. Yep. Stop. So it's a little awkward, and this is definitely something that's a little bit awkward about this build, is that even though Noble Hierarch is an extra mana creature, we can't actually play this Jeskai Ascendancy on 2 because of the way our lands have lined up here. We will, however, be able to Ascendancy on 3 because we'll be able to slide this Abundant Growth onto our island. Idol Sculler? Yep. Okay. If we draw the right land, depending on what they take here, we could play the Ascendancy next turn. Assume they're going to take the Ascendancy. Probably Abzan Company. It looks like Abzan Company. Gosh, we'd have been able to play the Ascendancy. All right, so we're going to put this on here. Do I want to just play the Sylvan Caryatid? It's a good question. I think I do. I think I want to just play that since we drew it. And the next turn we can go Glittering Wish for Abrupt Decay, and then Abrupt Decay the Tide Hollow Sculler. Hey, F Gator, thank you for the bits. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Friday. Happy weekend. Happy weekend. Oh, that's really fucking gross. Well, now I'm really glad that we waited, because this is what they're doing apparently. So not just playing a creature disruption deck. Okay, yep. Start with Sleight of Hand, looking for a land here. It's really unfortunate. It's definitely the opt. I'm gonna play the Manamorphose. Just hoping to hit a land drop here. I'm gonna make green-white so we can Glittering Wish. Ding. Okay, so casting this. Yes. I'd like to get Jeskai Ascendancy. I think I'm just going Shockland Go. Yeah, Shockland Go sounds good. They don't have any more disruption here. We get to go Ascendancy and just start trying to combo next turn. So we'll see. They could have more discard. They likely have like 1 mana discard in their deck. Although they are playing Oath of Nissa, so that might limit what they're able to play. They could have access to Collected Company, potentially. Definitely going to be a matchup where Abrupt Decays come in, it looks like. Hopefully they just have a bunch of do-nothing. Would be ideal. Hopefully they have a bunch of do-nothing and they're dead. Buckle up, kids. Step on Mr. Hoogle's wild ride. Noxious Revival is a good hit because it lets us generate extra mana if we need to down the line. Looking for like 1 mana spells and then Fatestitchers at this point. Glittering Wish is not bad. It's not the worst. So I'll keep Serum Visions for now. Alright, how do I want to sequence this? think I want to start by using Serum Visions and see what we draw into. I don't think I want to loot just because I kind of want both of these cards. Although I guess I kind of don't really love Noxious Revival. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and loot here. Let's see what we get. Yeah, I want to take the Sleight of Hand over the Noxious Revival, I think. Looking for like Cerulean Wisps at this point. Manamorphose isn't the worst, although I guess I can't really do anything with that just yet, right? Yeah, I'm looking for Cerulean Wisps so we can jump up mana, because mana is kind of our bottleneck right now. We're looking for Fatestitchers or Cerulean Wisps at this point. Fatestitcher would let our 1-mana spells start generating 2 mana. That's a Nagging Thoughts and a Fatestitcher. Nagging Thoughts actually isn't going to do it though, right? Because I'm going to need another land. Although I guess I haven't played a land yet for the turn, so I could go cast Abundant Growth, loot, discard Fatestitcher, bring Fatestitcher back, untap Sylvan Caryatid, play Flooded Strand, and then Glittering Wish for the draw 2. That seems fine. That's probably better than trying to risk it for a 1-mana spell, but I guess I get 2 shots at a 1-mana spell. Yeah, I'm going to take 2 shots at a 1-mana spell, I think. I think that's better. I think I'd like to take 2 shots at a 1-mana spell here. Okay, Noxious Revival will do. It actually nets us a mana too. So we get to go ahead and bring Fatestitcher back into play. Fatestitcher's going to go ahead and untap this. And this is going to go ahead and make white mana for now. And I'm going to go ahead and Noxious Revival. I don't really need any of these cards explicitly. Serum Visions is probably fine. Noxious Revival, Serum Visions back to the top of my deck. Get to untap both of these. And now I have 2 mana every time I untap my things. So that means I'm going to get to go ahead and cast this Glittering Wish finally, because this Glittering Wish no longer costs me extra mana. I get to go ahead and cast this. I know there's a Serum Visions on top of my deck. I think that's probably better than... No, I'm just not going to loot for now. I think that's fine. We should have plenty of cards with this Glittering Wish happening. Scarscale Ritual. Take blue, untap this. Yes. Blue, cast Scarscale Ritual. Put a counter on here. And again, not going to loot it this time because I know there's a Serum Visions on top of my deck from the Noxious Revival. So draw 2. Now we have a card that I'm willing to discard. So we'll do this. So this time we'll loot because I don't mind getting rid of this, this Temple Garden. Wow, we're running a little bit thin here, huh? Do I want another Jeskai Ascendancy? I really don't. I think I'm looking for copies of Nagging Thoughts at this point so we can generate additional cards. So we know there's a Serum Visions on top of our deck, so we'll be able to continue comboing with that. That's going to give us 2 loots at this point. We basically have an arbitrarily large amount of mana now, since every one of our spells is going to net us 2 sets of untap triggers. So like this 1-mana Serum Visions makes me 4 mana because I have 2 mana creatures in play. So I'm going to go ahead and use this Fatestitcher to start tapping down my opponent's creatures. And by using the Fatestitcher to tap down my opponent's creatures, I'm going to be able to eventually attack through. I do have a land drop still this game, that is correct. I'm going to not loot since I don't really mind having this Manamorphose in my hand. Noxious Revival and Serum Visions. So at this point, again, when you're playing this deck, every game you play, your goal is to identify what your current bottleneck in comboing is. And this game, my bottleneck while comboing is cards. So I'm going to go ahead and loot away this Noxious Revival because it's net card disadvantage. Untap here, so I'm going to go ahead and loot. Discard this Revival. Again, not going to loot at this point because I'm pretty happy with the cards in my hand. Make red, make green mana, sure. That's a card I don't mind discarding, so do this, tap this. I guess maybe I could be looting a little bit more aggressively here, but I get so many looks here now, right? I could revival the Scarscale, but that's really about the same, right? Like, revivaling the Scarscale means that, like, I put myself down a card to draw 2 cards. Really, it's like making both of them cantrip. I guess it gives me a bunch of extra Ascendancy triggers, so maybe that makes it worthwhile. All right, I think I never want to go below 2 Noxious Revival, but I'm going to trim one of those. I think I want these Abrupt Decays in. At least 3 of them. I don't know how many disruptive... They probably have a lot of disruptive bears post-board, right? So I probably just want all of my decays. Opponent conceded to save their sanity. The enchanted land doesn't make an additional mana. Abundant Growth lets it make mana of any color. The lands don't tap for 2, they tap for 1. I think I'm just going to board out 2 copies of Opt here. You have to leave the Abundant Growths in because Abrupt Decay requires black mana, and Abundant Growth helps fix for black mana. I think I'm going to cut out a Noxious Revival and 2 Opts here and bring in these 3 decays. See how that feels. Depending on if they have a lot of Hate Bears post board, we'll bring in the 4th decay for the last one, but I'm just going to hedge and bring in 3 for now, I think. Sit back down for a little bit, enjoy the ride, Jet. Oh. That seems okay. Need some more lands, but we're on the draw. We have an Opt. Got Abrupt Decay in it, which is nice. Yeah, what, 4 looks at a land? Technically 5, 6 if we get to Opt 2. Just trying new things. So I cut the silences, which are interactive, in order to play more mana dorks to try and speed up the consistency of our early combos, because you need a combo creature early to go off. I'm gonna bottom Cerulean Wisps and top the land at this point. Not super excited that it's a Gemstone Mine, but it's better than missing a land drop here for sure. No, we're not playing Utopia Sprawl. Abundant Growth draws a card, which is why it's appropriate fixing. Abundant Growth also can go on any land. Like, we have frequently Abundant Growth our Gemstone Mines. We also often want to make lots of different manas of different colors, so, like, we're not required to, like, pick a color or be committed to it like we are in other ones. Okay, you've got some Noble Hierarch's opponent. So, again, the question is, what problem are you trying to solve? We're playing a very low land count deck, so you have to remember that bounce lands don't count as actual first lands in your hands. So this is probably a Collected Company turn, I'd imagine. Speaking of Abundant Growth on lands, so I assume they're looking for Tidehollow Sculler here instead of our draw step. We have this Abrupt Decay, which is very nice for us. See what they hit here. Might need to Abrupt Decay before we start doing anything this turn. Flicker Wisp plus Strangler. Okay. This is kind of rude. So what's Strangler targeting? Targeting itself. They could just Stone Rain me here. Yep. Huh. So Noxious Revival means I can get a land back. I kind of just want to get a land back, right? So I'm going to put this Misty Rainforest on top of my deck. Cast Abundant Growth on here. Draw a card, draw the Misty Rainforest we just threw up top. Grab this, play this other Sylvan Caryatid. Might need to Abrupt Decay just to slow their clock down. We're dead in 2 to the Flicker Wisp technically, but next turn we can decay it to keep it from killing us. Sure. Yeah, I think there's a pretty good chance we're dead in 2 anyways. And like, I have the Abrupt Decay. If I didn't have the Abrupt Decay, I probably wouldn't Noxious. I'd probably roll the dice on the opt. But because we have the Abrupt Decay, I'm willing to be a little bit more liberal with my health total, I think. I think I'm gonna start by cycling these Manamorphose, because if we hit Jeskai Ascendancy, we could potentially kill them this turn. Red blue here. That's not going to be good enough, unfortunately. Although if I hit a land now, I can Fiery Justice, Glittering Wish Fiery Justice. Huh. I think I just run back looking for the Ascendancy one more time here. And then I can opt if I miss. Right. Don't disenchant me, bro. Do I want to wait to loot so I can kill the Scavenging Ooze? Yeah, I think I do. Sweet. If they're doing this, this hopefully means that they're, An opponent's actually punted here. So my opponent's timing is a little bit bad here because the way they've timed this, I actually get to use, I just wasn't going to use this loot before, but because they've tapped out, I actually get to use this loot to discard the Fatestitcher because I don't have green mana up anymore. So opponent probably just wanted like some F6 value there, and they ended up making a mistake that added value to us because they wanted F6 value. So remember, if you're going to get F6 value, make sure that it's actually not costing you anything. So now I can go green, white, and cast this Glittering Wish. And at this point, our bottleneck is cards, so Glittering Wish gets stacked as a draw 2 here. Again, always want to be identifying what's my bottleneck this game, what am I playing to, or how do I use the tools that I have to solve that bottleneck. Rid of all these extra lands. Blue, blue. Untap you. Blue da boo dee da boo die da ba dee da boo die da boo dee da boo die. Hi, hi, hi. Do 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 do. We should untap their card for that's a little too bold for my taste. They could have like Path or something and make my life harder. That sounds That sounds like a loosey-goosey. We did win game 1. We did, in fact, win the first game. Perfect. One of the things to remember, too, when you're comboing with this deck and trying to identify what your bottleneck is, Cerulean Wisps is in this deck because Cerulean Wisp generates extra mana for you when you only have 1 Ascendancy out. Because it costs 1 mana, it triggers Ascendancy untapping your guy, and then it untaps your creature again. Feel like we could have not cast the Decay. We didn't really need the extra mana, but it did get our opponent to tap out, which was nice here. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not really going to play around much here because they would have gone for it right away anyways. So, like, them tapping out is just like a nice bonus for us, right? Another Jeskai Ascendancy. So our bottleneck is still kind of cards here, but, like, at the same time, it's like, we've got enough. Do we have enough Ascendancy triggers to actually kill them? Yeah, probably. Really looking for, like, a Nagging Thoughts. Yeah, having Fatestitcher really deal. We definitely could have killed them without the Fatestitcher, but, like, Fatestitcher does the Lord's work here fairly often. I really wish he had an always yes option on Magic Online, though. You've not missed Mardu Pyro. We're going to be playing that tonight when Matt gets here. After this league, Matt should be here, hopefully. Glittering Wish. Glittering Wish is lethal, right? So we'll keep that. Glittering Wish fetches Flesh Blood. You have so much mana at this point. I'm just done floating mana. I cast the Sleight of Hand just in case. Make sure I have 2 lethal threats here, just in case they have something weird. Who knows? I thought always just... So, through the magic of Magic Online, the always yes option is hard-coded into every card, apparently, because some of them have always yes options, and some of them don't have always yes options. Kill you with the Sylvan Caryatid. Triggers. Yeah, we're playing around Slaughter Pact here. Yeah, there's no reason not to, right? Was it good for you, opponent? That was good for me. I got there. And before Shining Shoal. Alright, well, we're 2-0 with our sweet Jeskai Ascendancy deck. If you want to read a little bit about this deck, you can check out my article on gatheringmagic.com from last week. I'd just like to say thank you for everyone that's hanging out here tonight, Friday. Hope everyone's having a great start to the weekend. My name is Jeff Hogan. I stream Magic on this channel every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday afternoons. I'm also going to be streaming tomorrow afternoon after the Pro Tour Day 2 is done. We're playing a bunch of Modern. If you're enjoying what you see, please make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything, helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, please consider subscribing on Twitch. That's the absolute best way you can support my content here. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hogan PayPal at checkout, then you'll save 8% of your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. And finally, InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using promo code Jeff12, you get 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, bags. They really do it all. At any rate, we're heading on down into our third match here. I mean, was anyone expecting there to not be diversity at the Modern Pro Tour? Anyone? Anyone? Was anyone not expecting there to be a bunch of diversity? I think a lot of people overestimate how many people on the Pro Tour are actual professional Magic players, and how many of them are people that are just like you and me that happen to like spike in our PTQ or our PTQ. Its hand's pretty good. It needs another land, but we've got 3 cantrips to hopefully get there. I think Leovold will be reprinted in Masters 25. No idea. I don't know why I would know that. Look, we're both undefeated, JW. Come on now. It's basically the same. Basically the same. People pay him to burn tickets all day long. By the heat of our ticket burning machine. God bless the donation deck lists. We're slowly working our way through them. Oh, and I almost forgot. This is Nox and Cross's donation deck list league. They sent in a donation for us to play any deck I wanted, and I like this modern deck. They love you, right? Ain't that the truth? Botanical Sanctum Speaker. Okay, off to the races, chat. As is often the case in Modern, off to the races. They probably don't have a ton of interaction for our combo, do they? We'll get Breeding Pool here, and Serum Visions gives us the best chance to hit a land on turn 2, so we'll lead on that. Well, that's a lot of bricks, chat. It's a lot of bricks. Oh, you know what? We have a guaranteed land on turn 2, right? I get to go ahead and Noxious Revival this Misty Rainforest to the top of my deck. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, actually. It hurts a little bit. If you ever get through the donation deck list queue, do you ascend to heaven? Asking the real questions. I could just try and hit the land naturally and save the Noxious Revival to combo faster. That's probably not a bad idea, actually. I get 2 more looks off Sleight of Hand anyways. Yeah, I'm actually just going to take the draw step. It's really unfortunate. Get 2 more looks here. We brick here, we're going to die. That's unfortunate. I could have been... more conservative here, but we're dead now. Just 2 draw steps, 3 looks with Serum Visions, 2 looks with Sleight of Hand, so 7. What's the Hyper Geo on that? I wonder how bad that actually is. We bottomed 2. So so we had 53 cards left in our deck. There were 15 lands. We had 7 looks. I wanted 1. So we're 92% to find a second land there. Maybe I'm supposed to just... Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to flip the Misty Rainforest back on top. I think I'm actually just supposed to click submit here. I don't think they usually have permanent base disruption in their deck. Oh, yeah, 14 lands technically. Yep, you're right. You're right. 90%. I just don't know if my health total was going to be able to support... I wasn't sure if my health total was going to be able to support paying the Noxious and then fetch Shocking. So that would have been 5 health. I'd have been down to... Yeah, I think we would have just died there if I would have done that. No, I don't think so. That's why I don't play it. I also just don't think you want cards like Wall of Omens in that configuration. One of the reasons why the old builds of Kiki Court are bad and the Rallier version of Kiki Court is reasonable is because it doesn't have do nothing 0 power creatures in it. It gets to actually keep attacking. Sounds good, Manny. We have 3 more matches here. I could have upkeeped it and then cast the bird and save 2 health. Yeah, that's fair. The problem then is I still don't have the revival to kickstart my combo the following turn, so I'd have to draw a land, but I guess a land or another revival isn't that unlikely. Sand's pretty bad, doesn't have either of our combo pieces and just a bunch of lands. Sand has more cantrips in it. I guess I'm going to keep this at 6 with a Scry. Need to find both our combo pieces, but we have all of our lands, so that's fine. Bottom another land. I'm going to lead on Sleight of Hand here. Let's see what we find. Alright, there's a Noble Hierarch. So you want to get Steam Vents with this, so I have all my colors of mana. Some Birds of Paradise. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go Dork here. I want a golden mat emote. Spreading Seas, Jealous of the Void, Silver Girl Adept, sure. I really like the art on this. I like this much better than the old one. Ascendancy? I mean, it's kind of an Ascendancy, right? It's kind of sort of an Ascendancy. We'll just stick it into play now while they're tapped out. I mean, naturally drawing Ascendancy would have been ideal there because we would have been able to combo kill them this turn. But Ascendancy to kill them next turn seems fine. Hopefully not. Hopefully they don't have a way to take Ascendancy off the table. Hopefully they weren't really sure what we were doing after game 1, so we didn't really do much. We just like cantripped and died. So we have 2 spells to get started with next turn, so it should be pretty likely to allow us to chain through our deck. Our tight spot, as of right now, as an estimate, is probably going to be total cards. And then we're going to be looking for like Glittering Wish or Nagging Thoughts to start generating actual card advantage. Hopefully our opponent can't interact with any of our stuff. Even if they can interact with one of our creatures here, it's like not that big of a deal. They have a couple of counter spells to hold up that might be annoying for us. But like if they're soft counters, I'm going to have so much mana next turn since I have 2 mana creatures to go off with. Oh, they can have that Merfolk that makes one of my mana creatures not untap, but casting a spell, they have Echoing Truth. Okay. They can have Spell Pierce here. I can pay for that. Hey, Immortal Echoes, cheer me up, Jeff. Having a rough day. I'm sorry to hear that, bud. Hope things get a little better for you. I go blue here, cast Opt. So if they try and Spell Pierce this Opt, I can Opt again in response, and then untap and pay for it. Fatestitcher. That seems fine, right? That's gonna let me kill them pretty quickly. Pretty free discard. Because remember, both my mana creatures in play can actually attack right now, which is nice. Ooh, that's scary. Got 2 more draws before we brick off. 3 more, I guess. Yeah, so sweet. Should be good here. 10 out of 10, cutie pie. Cutie pie! Tell you about my friend Cutie Pie. Just confirming that they don't have anything to do here. Let's just diddle down that land real quick, shall we? All right, we've got 8 power, and every spell we cast adds 3 power to the table. Yep, yeah, we don't need that many more spells for lethal. Yeah, we actually have lethal, right? Dead nerdfish walking. I mean, if you told me Affinity was going to be the undefeated at the Pro Tour, like, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds right. Deck always puts up a bunch of great results. I have 20 power in play right now. Right, on to game 3 here. Currently 2-0 in this league. Yeah, I don't think I want to change anything. Didn't even play around Slaughter Pact. So we were technically playing around Slaughter Pact there. If they Slaughter Pacted one of our creatures, we could have Glittering Wished and gotten Flesh Blood and killed them. So we technically beat Slaughter Pact there. We beat Slaughter Pact into Manamorphose pay for Slaughter Pact. Had all the angles covered. We might have lost to double Slaughter Pact, Ritual, Manamorphose pay for Slaughter Pacts. That might have beat us. Yeah, it seems pretty good, right? It's got Birds of Paradise in the opener. It's got Glittering Wish for the combo piece. It's got a bunch of cantrips to find more lands. Probably fetch Breeding Pool on one here. Turn one play out of them seems good. Noble Hierarch, yep. Hey, something, almost Twitch baby. Smugface, the 8-month resubscription. It's a lot, and welcome back, bud. I appreciate the continued support. I'm gonna lead on Noble Hierarch here, as opposed to Birds of Paradise, because they have like Dismember in their deck. I'd much rather this die than my bird die. So it's a little awkward that I can't play Bird and Glittering Wish this turn. A little bit awkward. So I kind of want... Silly Steam Vents. Couldn't have done anything differently to change that. I just have to decide, do I want a Glittering Wish this turn now? Like Glittering Wish plus Cantrip? Yeah, I think I do. I think I just want to go Glittering Wish plus Cantrip. So I'm going to lead on Shockin, Steam Vents, cast Sleight of Hand. Because ideally I want to find a land so that way I can go Ascendancy into combo next turn. Perfect. So if they tap out, we could potentially kill them next turn. Let's get the good clean turn 3. Just like hoping they kept an aggressive hand, and that one with disruption in it. Like if they do pass representing disruption instead of applying more pressure to the table, I could potentially just like play bird, play island, cantrip a bunch, and then like set up to beat the disruption the following turn. Yeah, that's true. Fatestitcher will allow us to filter. Manamorphose allows us to filter. So a lot of avenues to kill that way. A lot of avenues to kill that way. Generally, when we're comboing, we're going to see most of our deck and be able to find things like that to allow that to happen. I do still think it was correct to lead on the Noble Hierarch as opposed to the Birds of Paradise there. So this tank here makes me think either my opponent's cat has knocked over their drink on their keyboard, or they're debating whether or not they think I can kill them next turn versus like just applying more pressure to the table. They're like, do I make them be able to kill me, or do I like just apply more pressure and like put me on a 2 to 3 turn clock? But like if my opponent's pausing to hold up interaction this turn, they're not killing me for likely 3 to 4 more turns, which gives me more time to find disruption to counter their disruption. Yeah, I don't know. It depends. It depends on their builds. It's nice that we like don't really care about Curse Catcher in terms of our combo, because like really, unless they're like countering a cantrip that we need to find a land, it's like not super meaningful. And their timer is still ticking down, so my magic online is not frozen. I've got that going for me. Oh. All right, I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick. Opponent just said sorry, thinking. All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and be right back. Oh, that's unfortunate. It's a good line on the opponent's part. It adds pressure to the table and disrupts my mana creatures. Kind of makes me sad for not playing the burnout last turn. We really would have been in a much better spot this game if I didn't have the steam vents. I had like another green or white producing land here, but you need the steam vents to fetch 4 on occasion. We'd really like to draw a green source here, which we have not. I'm going to start on Sleight of Hand here, so hopefully we can find a green source and go Dork Dork. That is super unfortunate for us. So I just feel like Ideas Unbound doesn't solve any problems that we have. Ideas Unbound generates additional, what's the word I'm searching for? Ideas Unbound generates additional mana, or generates additional cards for you mid-combo, but it doesn't generate mana for you when you're not comboing. And I really feel like I just need extra mana. I don't need extra cards mid-combo. Okay, sweet. So hopefully they're dead here. We could brick off and die, but with 2 ops, hopefully we're good to go. Does Hallowed Fountain change anything? Not really. So hopefully they're dead. There is a world where we brick off here. We also haven't made a land drop for the turn, so we've got that going for us in case we need an extra mana at some point in this combo. Both these mana creatures are free loot aways, so just digging for spells to let us keep going through our deck at this point. Another opt is excellent. Take a Serum Visions as well. I want a Serum Visions before I opt because the scries from the Serum Visions can help us set up the future lootings for cards that we're interested in drawing. Abundant Growth, sure. Manamorphose and Glittering Wish. Okay, so I don't want that, but I do want Glittering Wish at this point in my life. So now what I want to do is, I think I want to go ahead and shock this in, which lets me cast this Manamorphose, and Manamorphose nets me a mana, which is great. So Manamorphose cost, it takes 2 in, and it untaps my creature, netting 1 out, and then it, what's the word I'm searching for? It generates 2 mana. So now I get to make blue, white, and now my bottleneck previously was mana, but now I've resolved the second Jeskai Ascendancy, which now I no longer have mana as a bottleneck. I'm not going to loot here because I kind of like all of the cards in my hand. And now, when I cast this Opt, I'm going to get 2 mana out of it. So then I can cast the Glittering Wish because my bottleneck now is cards that I need to draw. So I get to go ahead and float there. And now again, just not going to loot. So now that every spell I cost generates 2 mana, these Glittering Wishes are going to be free to cast effectively. So I'll be able to cast this and get Scarscale Ritual. Need to remember not to cast that Noxious Revival for free. In fact, I'm probably just going to loot that Noxious Revival away here. Discard that. Discard that. So this Glittering Wish is going to go get Scarscale Ritual, which that should give us enough cards to propel us into fully comboing. At this point, we just have to go ahead and crank our Sylvan Caryatid up to... We have to go ahead and crank the Sylvan Caryatid up to a, you know, whatever you want to call it, a 20 power creature so we can Flesh Blood them. Fatestitcher's a pretty good draw. I think it might be good, Matt. I think, and I know, like, I say that, I don't say that about a lot of decks. Like, I'm honest when I think they're bad. I think this deck might actually be okay. So here's the thing. What are the odds we think our opponent... I discarded 2 Noxious Revivals, right? Hey, I'm a bit tipsy right now, but I wanted to pop in and say you're my favorite capitalist whore. Well, I appreciate you letting me know that I'm your favorite capitalist whore. Thank you. Thanks for the support. Welcome. What are the odds my opponent could have a copy of, like... What's that card called that, I'm blanking on its name. It, Disrupting Shoal. Do I play around a copy of Disrupting Shoal here? I guess if they Disrupting Shoal, I just get to kill them with Fatestitcher, right? So probably not. They Disrupting Shoal, I just get to kill them with Fatestitcher. They could have Mindbreak Trap. That's actually a real card, yeah. All right, yeah, I'm not gonna play around with anything. There's no reason to. You can play around it by fusing your flesh blood. Yes! Yes, we can. Yes, we can, can't we? That's hilarious. Should we generate enough mana to do that? I told my opponent what I planned to do here, and I was like, look, this is what's gonna happen at the end of all of this. You're welcome to sit here while I continue clicking, but Look, when you're winning by this much, there's no reason not to play around stupid things that could happen out of your opponent, okay? There's no reason not to, right? All right, so this is gonna make me, so I need green, so I need another green. We'll make another blue. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Use. All right, choose a creature in my graveyard. Put it on you. Choose a creature you control to deal damage. Choose you. Wait, what does this card do? Exile a creature plus or access that creature's power. Okay, sure. Yeah, look at that sweet flesh blood fuse. This is the thinnest line. I agree. I feel smart and thin. I feel smart and thin. Oh my god, did I not give it enough power and toughness? Oh wait, hold on. I fucked up. We have an opt in our hand. We have an opt in our hand. We have an opt. Woo! Woo! We have an opt. It's cool. Hold on. Calm down. Everybody in chat, calm down. We can opt in response. I didn't punt it. Do you still feel? I figured it out. I checked before hitting resolve, chat. It's cool. Everybody just stop giving me the business, okay? All right, we got there. We played around punting to ourselves. Sweet, good quality line there. Sweet, we're 3-0. We get my fun bucks back. It feels good to be 3-0 with this deck after failing to cash a bunch of leagues prior. We're gonna play out the last 2 matches in this league with this deck, and then Matt should be here soon. And we're gonna go. Ooh, maybe I need to throw some deodorant on before Matt gets here. I'm a basement dwelling, smelly nerd. Or a hot Matt almost punt. Ain't that the truth? I can't tell if I like the Noble Hierarchs yet or not. It would be a fun punt. Well, so like for reference, we could have killed them with the Fatestitcher too, but that fails to play around other things. So like, you know. Oopsie. Might just be a PT deck, though. Yeah, there's no way Affinity can be a good deck in Modern, right? Because of, like, Stony Silence. Embrace the Hoogle odor. I hope they don't make the cut. I want to jump to the next badge, but it's ugly. How many badges are there, Anoronics? That's the fucking best shredder. It goes to 1,000,000 bits. That's a lot of bits. Yeah, this hand's pretty good. We need a mana dork, so like, glad I have Noble Hierarchs in my deck, right? So like, the reality of the situation is that the silences only really help you against opponents playing counter spells, and I think it's one penny per bit. So 1 bit is 1 penny. So basically bits are, the way bits work versus donations work is donations, I eat the fee, right? Like PayPal takes the fee out of what you send me, whereas bits, who's ever donating the bits, they pay the fee up front to Twitch. Well, I have leveled upon when I return. Yeah, there's definitely a 6-month badge. There's a 6-month badge, and it goes 6 and then 12. That's what we like to call the perfects in the biz. That's what we like to call the perfects. I go ahead and get breeding pool here. Smells like death and taxes. Which you prefer? I prefer whichever is easier for you, whichever is more convenient. Yes, 110%. 110% can send bits to get on a sponsor banner. All right, so I'm gonna pay for this Leonin Arbiter here, so I can search this turn, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do this and crack this fetch and go get a Temple Garden and then play this bird out. And then next turn, we can go, hopefully shock this in Ascendancy, start comboing. Even if they Field of Rune me here. Yeah, if we would have had Revival on top, we could have gone for a turn 2 potentially. Okay, Ghost Quarter's pretty good because it lets them not use their mana to wasteland me. We are, in fact, doing unfair things. We're trying to. Opponent's giving us the business here, but we're trying to do some unfair things. If we dodge a second piece of disruption this turn, they should be dead on our turn. So, if they don't have, like, a Thalia or, like... No, Flicker Wisp won't do it. They need, like, a Thalia, right? Trying to think if they could have a Tide Hollow Skull or 2 if they're black-white taxes. I feel like with Field of Rune and Ghost Hoarder, they're probably just white Eldrazi taxes or mono-white. They advance at 3, 6, 12, and then 2 years. Check and make sure Magic Online's not broken. Rats. Oh, that's a beating. Wow, yeah, that's rough. Okay. Because we can't search for the path. Okay, play this Ascendancy and hope for the best here. It's a shame. If we would have hit Noxious Revival there, we could have still comboed this turn, but we didn't, so we can't. If they can kill our bird, we're going to be in trouble.
I can't go.
So, big bucks, no Flicker Wisp here, hopefully. That's a Flicker Wisp because I hate myself and everything about this deck. Thalia. No, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. All right, hopefully our opponent has died. Hopefully our opponent has died here. That Thalia doesn't matter. So I'm going to start by casting Manamorphose here. Because this nets us a mana. So untap. And then loot. And this is gonna make, I think, white blue. Okay, Noxious Revival nets us a mana as well, which is nice. So I think, so currently our bottleneck is mana. I really don't have a good way to work around that. It makes Fatestitcher cost a mana, right? But I think we're gonna have okay amounts of mana. I get to go ahead and play this Glittering Wish at this point. Do I want a Noxious Revival first? I could flip the Manamorphose back on top of my deck with the Noxious Revival to potentially have extra mana that way. I'm gonna wait and see what we draw here first. I'm gonna go on Glittering Wish. Can you add plus $2 to the Legacy Dealer choice? Thanks, Pimped Up Monk. Sure. I appreciate the bits. Thank you, thank you. I think we're gonna play that Jund deck. Is the first Legacy deck we're gonna play next week.
Okay, 5 grand. Mom's phone is gonna die.
And technically, I have a land drop at some point this game, this turn, but it needs to be exactly basic island in order to make mana with it. Let's go ahead and put these on here. So this does actually cost me 1 mana, but I had 2 mana. So my excess mana is now used up, but I'm going to be able to effectively generate an extra mana with Noxious Revival at some point. So that's fine. So we're looking for a Fatestitcher now, basically. So that comes into play tapped, so I can't play that. I'm going to go ahead and play blue mana, and then I'm going to go ahead and Noxious Revival the Manamorphose to the top of my deck. And again, the reason why I'm Noxious Revivaling the Manamorphose is because this nets us a mana when we cast Manamorphose, so that way I can propel myself higher. So then I get to go ahead and do this and cast Serum Visions. I get to go ahead and loot into this Manamorphose. More Glittering Wishes. Does that do anything for us? Not really. I already used my Scarscale Ritual, and this one will get me the Flesh Blood later, so I guess I'm just bottoming that for now. I'm gonna go ahead and cast this Manamorphose. So we're oh, this can get me Jeskai Ascendancy, can't it? But I don't quite have enough mana for that, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and loot here. Nagging Thoughts is an okay draw, but I actually don't have enough mana to support that just yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and discard the Opt. So once I generate an extra mana off of this, I could technically support the Nagging Thoughts.
Stop. I don't know what you're saying.
Do I want a Nagging Thoughts yet? I'm kind of still choked on mana, right? So I don't really want to invest in the Nagging Thoughts just yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and Serum Visions first. We're looking for Fatestitcher at this point, so I can get past my mana bottleneck. It's been a while since we've been bottleneck on mana mid combo. The Thalia is being a little bit annoying. Okay, the Cerulean Wisps net us a mana, which is nice. So I get to go ahead and do this. And now that I'm netting a mana from this, I can afford to use the Nagging Thoughts, which is great. So I get to go ahead and draw, discard this. So I get to go ahead and cast this using... I guess it automatically used the mana in my pool. That's annoying. I had exactly enough, I guess. So I have to go ahead and loot. That's fine. Do I want another Jeskai Ascendancy? How much mana am I going to have at the end of this? This is going to get to untap. I probably don't want the other Ascendancy yet. Do I want the other Ascendancy? Yeah, I probably want it once I hit the Fatestitcher. I need to look at a bunch of cards here, so... Sweet, another Nagging Thoughts is great. Although I guess mana is my bottleneck, so maybe actually I'm a liar and that's not great. I might be a liar and that might not be great. Manamorphose, perfect. So now I get to do this, and now we should be past our mana bottle. Oh wait, we were past the mana bottleneck anyways, right? So this lets me go ahead and do this, and now we're past the mana bottleneck and they should die. I'm not gonna loot right now because I like all the cards in my hand. So now I get to go ahead and cast the Sleight of Hand, and now every 1 mana spell I cast generates 2 mana, and my 2 mana spells are free. So that means that we should be home free. We've overcome all the bottlenecks we had this game, and we're gonna be able to just pound through.
Okay, we'll go upstairs where it's not dark.
Again, this deck is all about identifying what your bottleneck's going to be in a given game, and then working your best to overcome it. Yeah, opponent is just watching us vigorously masturbate at this point. No, it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna poop Fatestitcher into play here. Blue, cast this. I'm gonna kill them without showing them Flesh Blood. Cheering for my 2-month sponsor ticker and adding some to my democracy stash. Also cheering 1 extra to hit that top cheer. Thanks, Shadowronics. You message me on on Twitter what you want to set up your banner to look like. I'll give you the dimensions on it. Most things are fine within reason. Thank you for the very generous bits. I appreciate it. Why am I still clicking? Grab that. All right, attack for lethal. They're at 20 and this is 22. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. So the Noble Hierarchs felt good there, right? The Noble Hierarchs felt pretty good there. Hoaglandia brought to you by Anoronics. All right, so this is an Abrupt Decays in matchup, right? This feels like an Abrupt Decays in matchup. Do I want all of them? I feel like I probably want all of them, right? What do we feel about these Abrupt Decays? I feel like I want all of them. I definitely want the Abundant Growths. Is this a Noxious Revival out matchup? Hey, just wanted to say thanks for the incredibly entertaining content and would love to see Jundin Modern and Legacy in the future. Awesome. Thank you for the 3-month resubscription. Re-uppin'. Hi, Declan. I definitely want to poke at Jund. Jund's a deck that I'm considering playing for the team event next month. I'm gonna cut these ops. So the Cerulean Wisps are nice because they generate mana mid-combo, and when we're playing against Thalia, that seems important. I think I want to just trim the ops. Maybe I just want to trim a Noxious Revival too here, just go down to 1. I think I'm just going to go down to 1 Noxious Revival. Although this also nets me a mana mid-combo. Maybe the Revival's better than the Wisps for that reason. Yeah, let's do that. This is Jeskai Ascendancy combo. If you want to learn more about this deck, if you've never seen it before, you can check out my article on gatheringmagic.com. It kind of breaks down the details. This hand's okay. It doesn't have any mana creatures in it, but it's got Ascendancy. It's got plenty of lands, which is actually pretty important in this matchup where they're trying to blow some of my lands up. So we'll lead on Misty Rainforest. It's a little awkward that Cerulean Wisps isn't opt, so we can't just cantrip with it naturally. Maybe I'm just supposed to cut all of the Wisps and leave the ops in. I could see Wisp just being my go-to trim when I'm bringing in cards like that. I could see that being the case. There are mana creatures. There's a couple different things you could wish for in terms of mana creatures. It's just most of the time you're not in a position to wish for mana creatures. There's like Kiora's Follower, and there's some red-green one out of a different set that also works. Like there's a few different ones that you can wish for. There's a Hydroform card that turns a land into a 3/3 creature. Oh, Christy, if you're still watching, Matt should be on his way over here soon. You want to ask him if he wants to do dinner somewhere. If I change from Amazon Fund Money to a larger subscription, do I get my Fund Money back or do you get an extra $5? I believe I get an extra 5. I'm not sure though. Actually, I think you only have to pay the difference to upgrade. I'm actually not 100% how that works. If you pay the full thing, I get a little bit extra. Opponent has mulligan to 5. Zertod Druid, yeah, that's correct. Perfect, honey. Knew you'd be on the ball. Gingerbread burgers for dinner. So I eat the frozen stuff that we prepped last night on stream. I usually eat those for lunch because they're quick and easy. Thanks everyone for hanging out here tonight. If you're a little bit more into fair magic, we're going to be playing some Mardu Pyromancer after this league is done. Sleight of Hand is the perfect draw there. 10 out of 10 just looking for a cantrip to cast. I don't think so. I really feel like you just don't want to wish for a mana creature. Because, like, so here's the logic. If you have a wish, you can get an Ascendancy. And when you have an Ascendancy, it's really easy to loop through your deck and find whatever you need. Is basically what it comes down to. There's a Noble Hierarch looking pretty good. What's up? Hi, Declan. You saw me on the TV and decided to come down and visit? I was on the TV. Yeah, that's what you were watching upstairs. That's Dad's preview monitor. Huh? Alright, the Leonin Arbiter Wasteland us here are going to be a little bit sad. They only have 2 cards left though, and they mulligan low, so hopefully they just don't have anything else going on. You're big? You're very big, I agree. 3-bin Inspector. We did up our mana creature count. We were playing two copies of Noble Hierarch. We're technically only up by 1 because I cut down to 2 Fatestitcher. Alright, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and jam the Ascendancy here. I think that's just our best line. And then we can pseudo combo through Thalia next turn. At the very least, we can draw a bunch of cards. Assuming they can't kill our Ascendancy here. Yeah. Hi. Hopefully they don't have like Relic Warder or something weird like that. Maybe I should have left. Maybe I should have left an Abrupt Decay in my sideboard to wish for. Maybe that's potentially something good. What? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Mom go? Mom's upstairs. Dad's gonna need both his hands to click here in a second. Yeah, Dad needs both his hands to click because he's gonna start comboing. Thank you. Dad needs to combo. Oh, that's unfortunate for us. Oh, right, we have Fiery Justice. Good call, good call, good call. Fiery Justice is great. Yeah, you're right, chat. You're right. And we drew a Birds of Paradise. Perfect. So I do need to play this so I can do this. Been the Cerulean Wisps, I think. Yeah. I want my son to be well balanced and be good at most things. Gotta raise him right. The child has spoken. No combo for you. Womp womp. See if they have another path here or not. If they have another path, we could maybe be in trouble. We do have the Fiery Justice to clean their board up, which is nice. Green mana. Celestial Purge. Well, that sucks. Okay. Well, now we have to go back to looking for stuff. No, I wish I would have gotten a backup Ascendancy, huh? I don't know the answer to that question. Okay, so I kind of know the answer to the question. I think the Crusaders are better against Death Shadow. I think the Leylines are better against decks like Mardu Pyromancer. The most professional streamer. Is this it? Could we finally possibly hit a 5-0 with this deck? I feel like we're running hot enough to maybe hit a 5-0. What? You're rubbing your hands together like your dad was? You are so cute, it is unreasonable. You are so cute, it is unreasonable.
I pick.
No, you can't pick right now, sorry. Alright, they have one card left. Hopefully it doesn't kill our Ascendancy. Huh. Actually, I'm just gonna cast this other bird. Yeah, I'm just gonna cast this other bird and pass. Because if all of our 1-mana spells cost us 2 mana but make 2 mana, the Thalia just doesn't matter, right? So if they can't kill the Ascendancy here, we're actually gonna be okay. Now we curse the 5-0, so it's gonna be a 3-2, ain't that the truth? I do think this matchup's probably a little bit hard for us, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we lose it. Yep, going to 5 here. I think there's a bunch of stuff that's pretty reasonable that they could unban. I hope they're liberal with the unbannings. Ryvik, Hex coming back with the Haraza reversion next week. I'm honestly not sure, Ryvik. I need to. I don't want to make any commitments right now.
What's up, man? You just get out of the bath?
We took a shower, took a splish splash.
Very nice.
They could potentially get aggressive with the Ghost Quarters. If they get aggressive with the Ghost Quarters but can't impact the rest of our board, we actually don't care that much. But like, if they get aggressive with the Ghost Quarters and get rid of the Ascendancy or get rid of both of our birds, we could be in trouble. Wow. We have been wastelanded.
You're so rude.
Alright, so these Serum Visions are free because they untap our birds. Everyone thinks they're gonna unban Jace the Line Sculptor because it's in the M25 set or whatever.
Did anyone get to watch the one at 6 in the morning that was PV versus Ralph Levy? That was like
I caught the end of that
hour-long game 1.
Yep.
They're never unbanning Jace.
They're never unbanning Jace the Line Sculptor. I'm currently comboing through with Thalia.
They're actually unbanning everything. Didn't you see Star City's announcement? Unbanning everything. How did no one know that?
Nothing's banned anymore. Everybody go home.
Hi, bud. Thank you. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, Jason, that game would have been insane. Yes, that's why it's never being unbanned. It would be insane in every game. That's why it's never being unbanned.
All right, so we could combo through the Thalia, but I drew the Abrupt Decay and the Thalia is annoying, so we're going to kill it.
So much easier now.
Now we just have arbitrarily large amounts of mana.
What do they have? One?
They have one card in hand, yep.
Was it 10-6? Oh, they have a Vial on 3.
I'm 3-0, and we're up a game in this match.
Oh, you're good to go. You're cruising, man. How many psychos played this in the Pro Tour? Zero?
I don't know, man. I probably
Hi, Jake.
0.
Hi, Jake. The undefeated. Oh yeah, make sure the undefeated deck is Affinity. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
I love when people are always like, "Do you think Affinity's well positioned?" It's like the answer is always yes.
Can their cards attack? Yeah. Okay. Is Mox Opal still unbanned?
Is Opal still legal? Yes. Sorry, my children are speaking in tongues behind you. Did you dim the lights on purpose because you knew Matt was coming, asking the important questions? No, Jake doesn't like light, so he often closes it out. Hey, you're a Fatestitcher. Look at that.
Nice.
Look at that.
Oh, you got a light. You're like a police officer.
I do have to say, without the silences in my deck, I feel unsafe. Like, my opponent could interact with me and I'd feel bad about it. Angel's Grace one time. That's rude, chat. Say things like that. Angel's Grace, get out of here.
Is this like awful playing online?
I actually think it's probably better to play online than it is to play in paper.
Tap and untap
because not only that, but you don't have to manually track the mana like you do in paper.
You have to track the mana? It's like, I guess that's something.
And you have to individually track which creatures are, which power and toughness.
This deck is probably sweet in a team event.
Because they interplay at different times.
Someone gets to track your mana for you. Someone gets to move dice. For you.
We're actually getting pretty unlucky with these hits here, but we just have enough resources that it just like doesn't matter. Yes. I believe my opponent is F6'd. The thing that sucks about it the most online is that you know how yes, no things you can usually click always yes or always no?
Yeah.
Those just don't have options on like Fatestitcher. You can't always yes or always no.
Oh, that's awful.
Something,
yeah. Oh, you have to pick something every time. I almost died to this deck once. I played Jund though, so I destroyed them.
I played Jund. That matchup's real bad, man. We got 4 ley lines in prayer. Are they dead? I feel like they're dead, right? I'm gonna tap down their last lane just for good measure, just to make sure. Make sure it's all kosher.
Hey, the Abrupt, or the Noble Hierarch saves you up 1 spell.
Now man, I can attack with everything. It's cool. It's cool. I got this.
This deck is so stupid.
Alright, so this is 23, 29. Alright, it's good. Good clean living.
Oh, it doesn't keep. Oh, it keeps sharing the bottom corner. I was like, where's the +1/+1 counters that are on your things?
They're not counters, bro.
Yeah, they're not.
Alright, well.
Are you 8-0?
We're 4. No, we're not 8-0. We've dropped some games.
Oh, idiot.
Idiot, dropped some games. Alright, chat. Is this it? Are we gonna get to 5-0 with this? Could we possibly 5-0 with this pile of magic cards?
God, what a savage. There's 3 Ascendancy. 7, there's 8. Hi, my friend.
The Noble Hierarchs have felt pretty reasonable. Declan,
okay.
Chill out, dude. Apologies for, you know, Declan. Stop it, I don't want to get green blacked. Give me like Bogles or something that's just like slow and derpy.
Yes.
Slow and non-interactive. Valakut's a great matchup. Although Valakut's probably a little bit harder without Silence. Silence was good there. Declan likes Uncle Matt a lot.
Come here, demon. Nope. We're gonna hug. We're gonna be buddies. No. Yes. We're buddies. See you later.
Yeah, Bogles can turn 3, turn 4, but they don't very consistently. And we can turn 2.
Voice of Resurgence
decks, yeah, those are pretty decent for us.
So you got Birds of Paradise, man.
What's going on, dude?
Attack.
Yeah, I get to play my birds in this deck.
Yeah, you get to attack.
That's the only reason I'll play this deck. I can play my birds.
Yeah, but those are white bordered. Yours are cheatily black bordered.
Cheatily black bordered. What did the Hierarchs used to be? The Hierarchs were previously a 3rd Fatestitcher and a copy of Silence. I cut the 3 copies of Silence for a 2nd Cerulean Wisps, a Noble Hierarch, and a 3rd Noxious Revival. Noxious Revival's pretty good in this deck. Noxious Revival enables our turn 2 kills.
Oh, what is is that?
Nagging Thoughts?
No. What's the top card in your sideboard? 2nd column.
Scarscale Ritual.
I have no idea what that card is.
That's how you draw extra cards with Wish. Draws 2 cards.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Hi, buddy. Come on, Bretchy Pretzels.
Fiery Justice, Gabriel.
Do I have preference between the Silence and non-Silence? This is my first time playing without Silence. It feels okay. I don't know, if you're expecting a lot of counter spells, you should probably have Silence in your deck. The old 4-0-0-0 pair up. Thanks, Magic Online. This hand's very good.
Good stuff.
It kind of sucks that our first land is a Gemstone Mine, but hopefully we're just going to kill them before that's relevant.
Are you on the play?
We are on the play. Opponent's mulligan to 6.
We're so lucky. Just play a Just play a Valakut on turn 1, please.
Well,
dead on the 2nd, 3rd turn. Oh, that's so basic.
That's
good for you.
That's not good for us.
You're dead.
All right. Let's start by casting. Hey, Angel Havoc with the $4.99 month subscription. Thank you very much and welcome, bud. I appreciate that. Welcome. I think I'm in for both of these cards that are currently on top of my deck. I'm gonna go ahead and shock in this Breeding Pool and then cast this Glittering Wish. We don't get spell snared here.
God, I hope he gets snared.
You're so rude, man. They always have it when they're on the draw.
Oh my goodness.
Please be playing something like Merfolk.
What else could they be playing? And not have the spell snare on. Oh, opt, yeah.
Yeah, it's against the rules to bribe them because they're 0-0. Can only bribe them if we know they're in the last match of their league. I'm pretty sure I'm in the business of making my opponent have things, so...
Yeah, have a logic nut.
Yeah, right?
Good.
No mana leak.
Logic nut. That's cool.
Let's pass here. No reason to burn. Reason to burn anything just yet. Please Blood Moon me. Please Blood Moon me. Please Blood Moon me. You can't have that set right now, Jacob. Please Blood Moon me. Please Blood Moon me. Don't bolt the bird. Blood Moon me. Blood Moon me. Blood Moon me. Blood Moon me. Yeah! You're dead, punk! You're dead! Nice fucking Blood Moon. Alright, so...
Never been happier to get Blood Moon.
Never been happier to get Blood Moon in my life. But listen, welcome to my card, Manamorphose. Would like to make a blue mana. I would like to make... Oh, we can't kill them this turn, can we? Oh wait, yeah, I can. Yeah, we make blue, we make white, and this makes red. Okay, yeah, I'm dumb. I almost messed that up. I almost messed that up.
Dude, they have Force of Will for this.
They have Force of Will for this.
God, how did they not force you?
How did they not force the Jeskai Ascendancy?
Idiots.
What a punt.
They should unban Force of Will. They should make it legal in Modern.
I'd play the shit out of Force of Will.
There's no problem. Then all the problems are solved.
Alright, so how are we piecing this together? Mana is currently our bottleneck. Kind of. I guess this jumps me up to...
You haven't played a land yet either, right?
I haven't played a land, but my lands only make red mana, which is relevant, except for our one basic island we have somewhere.
Oh, you're good.
So I guess I go blue. Death Shadow would actually be busted for... Ain't that the truth?
Already.
Alright, let's Cerulean Wisp this and see where we go.
It's pretty good. Oh, you get to tap it too? For
yeah, this nets a mana.
Yeah, that's +1.
So loot this away. I'm gonna float white with this for now. See what we draw. Sylvan Caryatid. That's gonna be. We're gonna loot that one away. Let's go ahead and cast Serum Visions here. There's so much to track when you combo with this deck.
Stop crying. That doesn't do anything. Those cards all suck.
Noxious Revival nets us a mana.
Revival puts a mana. Yeah, because it's free.
Yep.
Costs 2 life to gain a mana.
Yep. 2 life.
Certainly in the market for that.
Certainly in the market to 2 life gain a mana.
Is Double Ascendancy good in this?
Yeah, that actually nets me mana too.
2 mana. Yeah,
yep.
Okay.
Turns all my 1 mana spells into 2 mana spells.
Hi, bud.
Or 2 mana. So I'm gonna discard this. I'm gonna go ahead and scry with this.
It's not up to. Sucks.
It is. There's a Blood Moon in play.
Oh, I forgot they changed that stupid rule.
Yeah, I just top this, right? Because then I can cast Ascendancy here.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a blue right there, yeah. That could be it. Then you get to Revival. What are you revivaling? Anything?
I don't know.
Serum Visions?
We'll see.
Oh. Okay.
Do I want to discard these Glittering Wishes?
Getting.
I get Scarscale Ritual with 1. I guess I don't need mana anymore now, right?
No, you're like juiced.
So I hit the Serum Visions.
Yeah, this is nuts.
Noxious Revival is balanced channel. So make white, untap. And again, at this point, I don't really have anything I want to discard, so I'm just gonna decline these loots. We could get punished if we had like exactly Fatestitcher on top, but I think that's fine. There was a Nagging Thoughts on top. Alright, so now every spell I cast generates me 2 mana, so my 2 mana spells are free at this point. And again, you want to stack your untapped triggers first here, so that way when you have something like Nagging Thoughts like this, you can float mana with it before you loot it away. Yeah. So now I have 2 blue floating, so I will loot, and I get to discard this Nagging Thoughts.
That is so gross.
Which puts some triggers on here. So it's untap, make some blue mana, untap, make some blue mana, loot. Discard this Nagging Thoughts. Magic's great, man. Float some white mana so I can cast this later if we need to. Look, man, do you see how many loot? Do you see how many loots I have in the tank here? It's fine. Ooh, we get to bin a Fatestitcher off this.
Not the worst.
Your vigorous masturbation intensifies. Ain't that the truth?
I love that your opponent's making this when they're just not even close.
Well, a lot of people, I almost don't blame them.
Do they just not know?
They just don't understand what's happening.
Yeah.
So, like, now I'm not going to show them Flesh Blood. Because I can just kill them by attacking. There's no reason. Where's the buckle up emote, chat? Come on now.
Quad. What's your word? 14?
Yep. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right, so this is 15, 18 here. No reason to loot. Got this Manamorphose.
It's gross.
Another reason Blood Moon doesn't do anything here. Dude, Dad's comboing.
Your father's trying to combo.
Tap their Blood Moon to send a message.
That's a good point, honestly.
I agree.
Yes. Matt up. All right, come here. Come here, dude. You gonna hang out?
Math up.
Hopefully in your life you never have to play against Blood Moon.
Math up.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully by the time you're old enough to play Magic, Blood Moon is banned.
All right.
Up. Math up.
You know why your father likes this deck?
Math
It's because Birds of Paradise gets to actually kill people.
Gets to kill people. Yeah, all right, sweet.
Ow. Ow.
Diddled the Blood Moon.
What's this matchup like?
I'm pretty sure it's bad.
It looks like it should be horrible.
I'm pretty sure it's bad. I actually, in this build, because I cut the silences, I actually just don't board. I'm pretty sure we're just supposed to click submit against the counterspell decks with this configuration.
Oh, are they? Oh, they're Jeskai. Or they're just blue-red.
They're just blue-red.
The Madcap deck?
Yeah. And like Madcap, I can kill with Glittering Wish.
Do you want to wear Terror for the Platinum Imperium?
No, we can switch for that. If we need to.
That's fair, I guess.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I don't have zero main deck interaction. You get to Noxious Revival to counter Snapcaster Mage triggers.
Right.
Definitely had that come up in win games.
You need to put it on top of the deck.
Yep.
Yeah. That's gas. I've done that before. I don't remember when. What did I play? What did we play?
I'm really glad Blood Moon was able to punish our greedy mana base that game. Just the 4-color mush deck, hoping to get Blood Moon so we can untap and kill them.
Is this what you want? I don't know what you want. You want a hug?
The only time I've actually never timed out with this deck. There was the first match we played with it. I punted game 1 and then conceded the match because I didn't have time to combo anymore. But since I've known what I'm doing, we've never timed out. So here's hoping they mulligan a little bit and we get to run them down here again. No, the Guttural Response in the sideboard to Glittering Wish for. The Guttural Response in the sideboard to Glittering Wish for. Alright, if we 5-0 this, I'm gonna get the cards, we'll go to Indie.
Sounds good. What is this, like $5 this deck?
$5.
Oh, there's Misty Rainforest, never mind.
Sounds good.
He's very busy. He's very, very busy. You can stare at him.
We get to go ahead and fetch Breeding Pool and Serum Visions on one here. We have Sylvan Caryatid. We're looking for a Jeskai Ascendancy. We have Manamorphose, so we don't care about Blood Moon. Put him on bottom top there.
You're such a turd.
We did move the camera around so you could get some Maddie Bamonte in it. Declan, I need you to stop, buddy.
Come here.
Can you take him upstairs to his mother?
Ooh, now I get to take you upstairs. Bye.
Am I playing this as a team event? No, I wouldn't do that to Maddie. In fact, I think I'm playing Legacy. It's fine. I can play this as a team event.
If you find a good Legacy player.
Oh, baby. Do I want this opt? I think this opt is better than a random. I don't have another cantrip in my hand, so I'm going to take the opt over a random card here. Manamorphose is on the chopping block. That's true. I could see them banning Manamorphose out of Storm because they're idiots. Do I want to fetch an island here in case of Blood Moon? Because like I don't super care about Blood Moon, but it's like kind of annoying. So yeah, I think I'm gonna fetch an island here just in case they have Blood Moon. Just play this as a legacy deck. Chat says I should just play this as a legacy deck, Maddie.
Last time we ever listened to chat.
That's the last time chat gets to talk.
You're all banned. Let me get my phone out and ban all of you. What do I have?
Jeffy, what's the over-under for me playing Kiki Court over Tron next weekend in a 1K?
0%.
Well, how badly do you want to win?
Don't do it.
Do you want to win? If we're getting clicked here, please click me into a Jeskai Ascendancy. How good would that be? They should take nothing here. They should take nothing here.
Ghosting.
They're ghosting, don't tell them.
You get probed, you get force of will. Jesus.
Ascendancy pitches to force.
You can time me out if you want.
Please click me into Ascendancy.
What are we doing for the...
Why else am I watching here? Wow, they clicked me. Holy crap. God, that's greedy and terrible.
I just want to combo you.
You can find Ascendancy here.
They had a
Don't
force.
need that.
What's up? Oh, you need more to drink? You got stuff down here or no?
I do not.
You want me to get you more to drink? Huh? Yeah? Alright. I am the greatest.
Yay, Uncle Matt.
Right back.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna grab Manamorphose here. The cantrips at least. Something like Anger would be kind of annoying here. Oh yeah, we don't even get Cruise in Legacy, right? That sounds terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, there's a Madcap experiment. Like, we can beat this Platinum Empyrean if we combo. So, like, I feel like I'm supposed to try and combo here. So I'm gonna burn through my Manamorphose looking for a Jeskai Ascendancy, I think. Make red. Make blue. I cast this other one. Make red, make blue. You could say we've been revived, chat. You could make an argument that there's been a revival here. Do I want to just play this Fatestitcher so I can diddle down their Platinum Empyrean? Yeah, I think I do, actually. Go. Actually, I probably just want to chump block this Empyrean, right? Probably just want to chump block the Empyrean. Then I want to die to a bolt. Might have been right for me to shock there, and then things are not going well, chat. Things are not going well, chat. All right.
Where'd you go?
Yes, this bird. You're the best, Uncle Matt.
Here, you want to sit on my lap? Oh, grapes. Here, come here. Here.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of cards. It's fine. We get to play the third game on the play. Okay, we're dead. We're dead to Bolt Bolt here. We're dead to Electrolyze.
You want me to hold these for you?
Dead to a lot of things.
Here,
Dead to
hold
Cryptic Command.
You want me to hold them?
Yep.
What do you drink? There you go.
Game opponent. He's gonna take game 3 on the play here.
Ferocious.
I mean, we can't beat a counterspell, so there's no reason to talk about it. They got Platinum Empyrean in play using Madcap Experiment. A pretty common combo. We actually played this deck earlier today. It did not go well. We didn't win a match.
Surprise! That Madcap deck looks atrocious. People were playing it. Paul Rizzo was playing
Paul Rizzo was playing it 3-2. Yep.
What a psycho. I have a lot of respect for Paul Rizzo, and that is just like the worst choice.
All of the Blue Moon combo decks that I've played just like haven't felt good.
Really
they
bad.
felt much worse than just the straight fair, just like play fat things.
Remember how good that the Teamer Moon deck was you played before Cullen's?
Before Cullen, yeah. When Vidalcan Shackles was playable, it was very good.
That deck was actually reasonable. Now it's just like, come on. Was that a good drink? Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna keep this. We could get into trouble with this hand, but it's got a lot of the things we're looking for. So go ahead and jam Breeding Pool. We are still playing. Friday's a long stream, so this is the last match in this league with Ascendancy, and then Maddie and I are gonna fire up a league with Mardu Pyromancer to close out the night.
A bunch of people were playing that. I was kind of surprised. Maybe not surprised, but
Hopefully we can hit a land here, and then we can Glittering Wish this turn as well.
yeah, I guess.
Would be ideal. Honestly, I'm kind of tempted if we don't draw a land for the turn to Manamorphose before I opt to give myself the most looks at a land.
You're just gonna hit a land, it's fine. Nope. This is tough.
Alright. I think I'm gonna cast this Manamorphose for green-white. Maybe blue-green.
I was gonna say, are you just gonna wish? What's the most colors you have in your deck? I don't know what you have in your deck. That's terrible. Going off.
I'm gonna do blue-green again. We're gonna get a white source.
Hopefully.
Oh. There goes the 5-0 dream. We had what? 1, 2. We had a draw step, 2 Manamorphose, and an opt is 5 looks at another land there.
Here comes 3 man.
Yeah, right.
Good night. Oh, you want to come back up here? No? You want to stand here? Stare at us? What in the...
God, that's unreal.
Classic Magic Online.
Yeah, right? Alright, well, I'm just gonna cast this Noble Hierarch. What are the odds I don't find a green source? I could opt, I get two looks with an opt here.
We just do this exercise.
We just did this, right? So we're through 9 cards now without a second land.
14 cards, 1 land. 14 cards, 2 lands, I suppose.
Kind of, I've bottomed 3 cards too.
Oh, that's rough. Yeah.
So there's 3 non-lands on the bottom. So what are the odds I hit a land here? I need... What's the Hyper Geo say?
Come on. No attacks.
So there's 43 cards in my deck that I don't know. So we're 55% to hit on this opt. There's 14 lands and 43 cards. This is probably gonna need a remand. Honestly, whatever we played here is probably gonna need a remand, so I'm not sure that it really matters. I think this is the right play. I think if we're a coin flip to hit a land here, I'm supposed to try and hit a land. Yeah.
They're supposed to be made.
Go. And get bolted here and cry. The fact that we burned 2 Manamorphose also makes Blood Moon kind of a card against us, although hopefully they boarded that out.
I would assume you have...
Yeah, I said 14. I did 14 on the Hyper Geo.
Well... Christmas, man.
All right, we're gonna start with these. Yay!
Remanding this if they have one? They should.
I'm casting this now in case they have a remand before I play this land.
I mean, they don't have a mountain.
All right, now I'm gonna do this, and then we're gonna cast the Serum Visions because it gives us the most looks.
God, I was hoping you were getting like shadowed somehow.
You're the fucking worst.
Shadow
Why do I invite you over here? Why do I invite you over here? Can we get an Ascendancy now, please? We've been so fucking unlucky. All right, so they did have the remand.
That's fine, though. They're just digging to a mountain, though. They need a mountain really desperately. Whiff it, idiot.
Cascade Bluffs and don't! If they cast Anger of the Gods, I'm timing you out.
Here it goes. You're dead. Oh, they're gonna undo it because they're like,
it's an Electrolyze. It's an Electrolyze.
That's even better. God, that's so much better for them.
Oh god. God, it's unreal how fucking unlucky we were this
and
game.
They probably have one Electrolyze in their deck too. You're dead, dude. And we bottom. Oh, you fetched. So you bottomed a Sylvan Caryatid.
It just doesn't matter. They have a bunch of counter spells up now.
They only have 7 cards.
Only have 7 cards. Yep. Right. All right. If the Serum Visions doesn't draw a land to cast Glittering Wish, I'm going to concede.
Hit it.
Just no more lands on top of our deck either. Well, we 4-1'd. You know, what's there to say? What's there to say? Got the old 4-1 in. Pretty exceptionally unlucky to lose that match. I feel like we had a lot of looks there, and opponent's hand was pretty mediocre.
Best of luck to our opponent with their other 4 matches.
Other 4 matches, the old 4-0 paired into the 0-0. Thank you, Magic Online, for taking. My opponent's probably gonna lose the next 3 because the deck's garbage, and then. All right, I think I might need to kick Magic Online before we start here.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. All right, you want to change anything in here before I play Magic?
My pants. What do you? I don't even
change my pants.
What do you got? No, God, not the Lily. That's bro, really.
Jerry.